Locking floats is a technique that takes just a little more time when working color work, but in the end you will have this beautifully finished back that almost looks woven. In this case, I'm using yarn from Crystal Palace. There are a couple things to remember when working a pattern like this. And one of those is to always keep your yarn in the same yarn order. So this is a self-striping yarn that I'm using as the feature, and I am always keeping it up or away from me, and the solid yarn I'm keeping down or to the right or below. Keeping the two yarns in the same order helps to keep the striping sequence and color dominance the same. The solid yarn is being used to create the structure on this cowl, and the striped yarn is helping to create the pattern. On the other side, you see all the floats are locked in place. It makes a really beautiful inside of a fabric. It's perfect for a cowl. So, keeping your yarns in the same order, the first thing you'll do is knit one stitch with your main color. And then the second stitch, if it's the same color, you take the floated yarn, put it between the two needles, and hold on to it. Knit that second stitch, and then slip that floated yarn off all in one movement. The third stitch you knit as normal, and that secures that float again. The fourth stitch, put that floated yarn between the two needles, wrap your yarn around and pull it back through. Fifth stitch, knit it as normal. 6, lock it in place. Every other stitch you just secure by locking the yarn. It's kind of, well, it is the same technique as locking yarn tails. Now, I changed colors, so now I just picked up the second yarn, and now I'm locking with that first color I was using. Knit as normal, then I lock the yarn, the float. And whenever I drop, I'm just dropping the yarn, not twisting, always keeping those yarns in the same order. And that is the entire technique. It takes a little bit of practice. Most of the time when I'm working, I'm dropping and picking up both yarns and throwing them with my right hand. That's how I knit. But there's not really a right way to do it as long as you're getting the end result.